going on, guys? So we're back at her. Where we left this thing, it just fired up to life and I was stoked. Now, I didn't run it too long. A bunch of you guys know the timing was off and all that, and you're dead right. The problem is, well, not really a problem. I hate running hot rods for the first time with no exhaust on it. You never know. It's making any noise, something's gonna let go or whatever. So I'm gonna build a bit of exhaust for this thing. I'm gonna do the front brakes, so I'll see if it has transmission. And check out that fuel pump. I actually have another one, so I might just replace it. We'll see what happens. But we got to roll this thing ahead. Here's what I'm doing for exhaust. It's gonna be super fancy. I got these El Cheapo giant mufflers. I got a length of 10 foot 3 inch pipe, and I got some of these. We're gonna turn these old collectors, because there's race car style. They don't have any flange on them. So this is the collector that was on there. So I'm going to straighten that out. I got a, well, I'll just show you how about I do that. I got a little piece here. So basically that's just your classic kind of collector. So I should be able to weld that on. And then I got this piece here, which is actually 3.5 down to 3. I can then clamp it on and turn it into a regular street collector. Attach that to some pipe, to a muffler, and then I got a like a U-bend. So I'm thinking slice that in half or whatever I'll do. A couple of turn downs or maybe out the side. I'm not really too sure, but hopefully that'll be enough. I might need a few more feet of pipe, but at the very least I can get started and put a set of mufflers on. Not that they're gonna quiet it down that much with that, but hey, you never know. So that's the plan for today. Move this junk out of the way. Shitty rainy day, look at that. Lame. But pull this thing ahead. I'm gonna start the exhaust right away, because that's kind of fun. And while I'm under there, I can maybe do the fuel pump. And the front brake should go quick. I haven't even opened the box yet from Rock Auto. I gotta make sure I have everything, but I mean really, slap the brakes on, be done with it. I'm hoping I have enough room just to go straight back, and I'm not doing nothing fancy with the exhaust, just getting it away from my feet, and hopefully quieting it down just a smidge. Gotta make the neighbors happy. Then once you get all that done, see if it has gears, then I can set the timing, the carburetor, all that fun stuff. And I gotta redo the fuel lines. It's all 1/2 inch, maybe aluminum or whatever it is. But all those little sections of rubber hose, they're all kind of shitty, for lack of a better term. They all kind of leak. So I got a 4 foot length of just 1/2 inch rubber line, so I can redo all those. And really, I should be goldenish anyways. Then it'll run, mur over, hood on. People keep saying paint the scoop. I don't know, what do you guys think? I kind of like that it's beat up aluminum, but I mean, I guess I could take it off and fog it flat black. I don't know. I guess we'll see. See if I can hook up this fuel pressure gauge and tachometer, all that fun stuff. And then once you get that going, I want to work on that 57 a little bit. I got some more parts. We got the fuel system, we got the wiring to do. That's all stuff waiting inside. Unfortunately, this car's been taking longer, and I am tired of pushing and pulling this thing with a spool. So it's going to run under its own power. And then it's interior stuff, lights and all that. I mean, ultimately, a running, driving car. That's the best part. So I'll get cleaned up a little bit. I'll move some stuff off the workbench. I'll get this thing up in the air. I just want to see if it matters what way the flange will be under the car. I'll get that welded on, straight pipe mufflers, and we're done. Well, we're starting. So that's the plan today. Okay, so we're under this sucker. And actually should go pretty good. The headers hang down a little bit, but this little vent, I'm going to chop that off and weld it up, and hopefully I can maybe, you know, tilt her up a little. But ultimately, this little flange thing, so I'll just weld that on, so it'll look like a regular header, and then that can go on right there, and it'll go from 3.5 down to 3, and then I can carry on with my pipe straight back. I got 5 feet, which will take me to about here-ish. My little muffler, turn down right in front of the diff. It won't be perfect, but it'll be good enough. Good enough for who it's for, right? But yeah, so that's actually should work out okay. I don't know how this is going to work with these slip-on style things. This is actually for that side, but so there'll be like this tab would actually be down there. I guess I'm just gonna kind of baling wire those together or something, and hopefully it won't leak. I guess maybe I'll use some of that silicone or something on there. I'm not too sure yet, but I'll get that all kind of sorted out, just double check everything, and then I'll see you guys on the bench because I'm going to start welding this together. Alright, very simple. So, chop that off, I'll weld it up somehow. This here, I think I'm going to put it on and give it just a slight, so this will be top, so it'll be kind of further down, which will give the pipe a kick upwards, like into the floor. Something along those lines. I got lots of room, no real worries, and then I can do whatever I want with the pipe here, which will go into the rest of the car. So, I'm going to crank some tunes up, start grinding and welding, I guess. There it is. I just put a bolt on the top and welded her up good enough, and then you can see there's just a bit of an angle pointing upwards, so it should that'll be the lowest part. I'll be able to kind of curve it up whatever I want and run it back. So I'll get this one fit in, I'll probably trim the pipe up, just get the muffler all kind of sitting on there, and we'll see what it looks like. But I'm pretty optimistic. How bad can it be, right? Well, here is my ingenious plan. So straight back, it goes upwards. It's basically hugging the floor at the back. It's just got a little jack right now, but I'll put a hanger somewhere, and then I have a turn down. It's a little kind of lame looking. I might slash cut it a little more, but that's kind of the gist of it. It's pretty simple. I'm gonna finish welding the front pipe all the way around, and then probably weld on the muffler, and then I'll test fit it one more time, because the only thing that really matters is the turn down. And I might just clamp that, because I could have, if I have the hanger there, I can have the hanger and the clamp do everything at the tailpipe. So yeah, it's definitely not going to be much more quiet, but at least all the chaos will be happening in this area. So I'll get that welded. I'll probably, while it's off, size it up to do the same on the other side, because it's identical. And yeah, hanger, and we're done. So a pile of welding later, that pipe's done, that pipe's done, and I just did this. Is still hot to the touch, but this is the other collector. So it's ready to, well, I'm gonna let it cool off a little bit, then I can bang this on, start bolting these up, and then all I'm gonna have to do is just kind of put them on my little jack, and then weld in some sort of bracket. So I'll get underneath, and all I bought was just these kind of ready to install, you know, cheap kind of hangers. So they're very simple. I'll fold it over, probably weld it right to the floor or some sort of brace center there. One clamp, it's about 2 3-inch clamps. Pull up at the back, so it'll be help at the back. The front, it'll be on the collector. So that's the only thing, is because it's those slip-on ones. I don't know how much it'll have for support. I might have another clamp maybe up here. But this will get me through tonight, and well, I mean, just the test drive and all that sort of stuff. So these all set up, bring it back one more time. The exhaust will be done. I haven't chopped the tailpipe on that side yet. I still gotta do that, and probably do a little bit more on that one, but whatever. So here's the exhaust. I guess I'll grab this light here. So I did fire it up, it's still shockingly extremely loud, right? So it looks good. Happy with it. It's I mean, at the front, what are you gonna do? It does hang a little low. By the back here, it's you know, basically right at the floor. So that's where we're gonna be. There might be a little bit of messing around I can do. Actually, if you already see the you see a little bit of rust at the bottom. So the collector is already up. I welded that on up, so that's as high as we're gonna get. But I mean, it hangs as low as the oil pan. What are you gonna do? That's the way she goes. It's still above the scrub line of the tire, so if you get a flat tire, the exhaust won't drag. So I guess that's good, right? But that's where we leave for right now. I'm gonna go ahead and have a little bit of supper, and then I think I might try and tackle that fuel pump, and that's probably what I'm gonna get done tonight. And maybe we'll fire it up. We'll see. It's like I said, I just fired up with the fuel that was in the bowls, and it ran out. But it's it's still loud. I mean, we're in the garage and all that, but it should be fun. It might need another muffler or those ones changed. Chop it up, put something else in, but hey, better than it was. I'm happy with it.
You're not.
Well, I came back outside after my nice little break, and I thought I'd get a bunch done. That didn't happen. I had a bunch of wins. I got the fuel pump going, actually the old one, so I took it apart, cleaned it, and it worked fine, except oh, and then so I was like, oh, perfect. So I replumbed all the front hoses, regulator to the cool can. Good, right? That's all brand new. Well, the way this car is set up is it's aluminum line with should grab a piece here of this kind of braided junk in between, like just these little go-betweens. So it's steel braided line, so you can't cut it, and it ended up, if you can see in there, it's corroded, so it gets stuck to the aluminum, so you gotta tear the aluminum to get them off. And there's probably 4 or 5 of these, maybe more, in the whole car. Well, as you can see, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there. So I'm slowly but surely, I was changing them to the point where it kept building up pressure and leaking, building up pressure and leaking. Well, then there's actually a few clamps where it's corroded through or rubbed through, and I've run out. So I'm just gonna run that, I like that twist lock. It's a few bucks, it's like $4 a foot or something like that. But I think I got decent aluminum line up until about where the roll cage is. I can just do it to the front and carry on, because here's what happens when you turn on the fuel pump. You can hear it. Oh, maybe I turned the power off on the car. Look how safe I am here. Turn this back on. So it builds up pressure. Oh, maybe now it's not going to leak. Oh, there we go. And it leaks. And that pump is loud. Loud and groany. So that happened. And then Murr came over and he's like, oh, I want to hear this thing run. Well, let's do it, I said. Go to crank her over. As you guys know, man, the timing's off. I get it, guys. I was just kind of eyeballing it. Well, timing was so off. Let out a giant backfire, and after that, it was making this crazy noise. I went underneath. It broke the starter in half. So, luckily these headers are super easy to take apart to go in and replace that brand new starter I just put in there. So that's how my night went. So I'm gonna call it, see if I can get another starter tomorrow. Well, it's another $100, right? And go buy some fuel line. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll do the brakes. We'll see what happens. This thing's kicking my ass. But that's where I ended up tonight. Fuel pump's working. That's a win. That's a $150 it saved. I can go spend on the starter and fuel line. See you guys tomorrow. Next day. Just got home from work. On the way I picked up some expensive fuel line and a new $80 starter. So I'm gonna do that. Pretty boring underneath. I'll chop out what I don't want. I'll put the new stuff in and clamp it all down. Should be pretty simple. I think I showed you yesterday or whatever I did, but it'll be kind of like this, going from this fancy line into little bits of aluminum. I kind of like the cool can. I think I'm going to keep it, unless it leaks inside. Hopefully it doesn't. And yeah, then it'll be all kind of dialed together. I gotta take this header off and the exhaust off and all that to get to the starter, so we'll see. And which is such a pain. These bolts are so, or the nuts are such a nightmare to get to, but way she goes, I guess. So I'm gonna do that and put the exhaust back up because it has to come down to get the fuel line. The passenger side exhaust has to come down for the fuel line, and the driver's side exhaust has to come down for the starter. So all that work I did yesterday was gets to get undone. But whatever, get it all together and bring it back. Hopefully we can get this thing fired up. And then front brakes. Hopefully I can get that taken care of too. Fuel line's done. Well, it's from the tank till about here where I joined the aluminum. So we'll see. I haven't tested it yet, but I'm confident. So all you gotta do is change starter on this. Pull the valve cover, pull the headers, drop the entire exhaust, hate your life, and pull it out. Now, so here's the starter, and this is what happened. Now this thing, I mean, it was seated in at the back. Bolts were tight, so I don't know. You guys ever seen it? Maybe I installed it wrong and pulled it in crooked somehow? Or could that happen when it backfires? Or I don't know. I mean, I had this thing cranking over lots and lots. We were trying to get oil pressure. Before we used the drill, we were trying to crank it over on the starter and turn it over lots and lots and lots. So we actually killed the battery. Me and my old man didn't get oil pressure, then brought out the drill and screwed around. But so yeah, it's a pain in the ass. So anyways, I got another one. I'll wrestle it back in. Hopefully it'll fit and my life will be better. So I'll get that in and wrestle these headers back together and just reverse the whole process, and hopefully it doesn't break again. So that'll piss me off. They ordered a mini starter. They didn't have it when I was in there, so I don't know. I'll go look at that. Maybe it'll be better, because this thing turns over. I feel kind of slow, but maybe that's just Dodge stuff. I don't know. But I'm back at her, and then maybe I'll show you the fuel line and the starter in and all those good things. Everything's back together, headers wise and whatnot, so that's cool. I checked the fuel pump. It didn't leak, but I think that regular's either set wrong or whatever, because I think it was just dumping fuel past the floats, so that's a pain. I got the one wheel off. I rock auto to the rescue like usual. As it turns out, I did get both front hydraulic lines. The one rear hydraulic line, which actually was cracked, I noticed that when I was under there. A set of mediocre pads and 2 front calipers. They were like $45 if I remember a side. Those ones are seized. I probably could work them back and forth, do a bunch of screwing around, or undo the one hydraulic line, throw the whole mess in the garbage, and put the new stuff on and just be done with it. So obviously that's the road I'm going. And then I can bleed the brakes. The back brakes were working, I think. What's up, buddy? And so that's the plan. I'll put that all together and go from there. So the brakes are on. I'm not gonna lie, I recorded it, but it went so sideways. I figure I'd just kind of give you the Coles notes of it, because this is useless. It's no good for anyone. Anyway, so this was the caliper that came off, and as you can see, it's kind of squared off a little bit higher than where this one is. This one kind of curves down. It's like a soft curve, and this one has like these little kind of nubs that stick out. So Dodges have, where have I put it? They have like a little kind of ring that goes over. It's a little piece of tin, and it's supposed to kind of snap under, but this one being rounded, it won't grab. Problem 1. Problem 2, these are the brake shoes, or whatever, pads, and you can clearly see they are 2 different part numbers, but they are in fact identical. And on this here caliper, it'll fit on this side, no problem. But because, see how it kind of jogs out there? Well, it won't fit. So the other side actually did fit, so I scribed it. So I got to grind, well, I'm gonna grind this pad so it will fit. So, Centric, you Chinese bastards, you hosed me. So I'm gonna do a little Googling, maybe I'm missing something. I don't, the few I've done, it goes like over, around, and then in, around the pad. I guess just to kind of keep it from shaking around maybe? I don't know. Otherwise it all came apart good, hose went back on, we should be good. So I'll grind, get the other side put together, see if I can come up with anything. Otherwise, whatever, I can figure that out later, change the pads later. They were $14, literally. I didn't go top dollar stuff here, so I guess the fact that it's not working is kind of my own damn fault. But hey, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna go on the other side, see if I can get Danny out here, bleed these brakes, and then yeah, call her for the night. Brakes are done. We gotta cut this short. It's actually live stream night.
I'm already late. As
we're already late. I'm an idiot. I managed to get that little twangy thing on both sides. Turns out if you put it on the right way, it works. But that's it. We gotta do a live stream and then gotta bleed these brakes, but everything's all together, all new, all happy. Bleed them, put them on, drop this thing down. I think we're probably done for tonight because by the time we're done, it's dark out and I'm tired. So that's it for now. We'll finish this off tomorrow, and yeah, I think that's probably the end of the video. Hopefully the transmission works, we can drive it out, maybe take a cool little thumbnail, give it a few revs. You guys haven't heard the exhaust yet, which is pretty cool. Very loud. Yeah, see you guys tomorrow. It's now late. We got the brakes on, that's where I left it. Danny helped me bleed them. So I think I'm kind of done. I want to see if this thing has gears, so it's a little late. Sorry neighbors. I'm gonna fire this thing up, hopefully see if I just have reverse. The shifter's real goofy to use and it barely runs. I'm hoping I can just kind of cram myself in there, keep it running enough that I can put it in reverse and forward, and if that works, then tomorrow I can drop this thing down, at least drive it out, take a cool little thumbnail outside maybe, show it runs and drives, and then, well, if it runs and drives, I'll plunk it outside, because I want to work on the 57. So that's what we're gonna do. Wish me luck, guys. I really hope it works. It's like, I don't know, 11 o'clock at night right now, so I'm gonna piss off the neighbors, and a blown up transmission would be devastating is the word for it. Oh yeah. Well, it sounds good, and the wheels move. Unfortunately, we did a horrible job bleeding the brakes. Oh, this is awkward. Oh god. Alright, I'm pretty stoked. Guess let's get Mur over. We gotta bleed the brakes properly. Danielle is struggling a little bit, but the rear brakes must be dragging a little. I'll have to have it parked. Yeah, they seem alright. It must have a big stall in a river, but they move forward, move backwards. Good enough for me. It is friggin' loud though, so those glass packs didn't do a whole lot. Whatever. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I know I said I was done for the night, and I wasn't. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, but I had another master. I forgot I ordered it, so I put that in, which was a bit of a hassle. Did that, and I bleed the brakes with this little, you know, do-it-yourself tool. So that was cool. So I have brakes, and I can rest easy knowing that it's all taken care of. So I'm good. Tomorrow morning I'll wake up early, I'll clean all this junk up, and then hopefully it should run, drive on its own power. I put the video up while put the video on my computer, I noticed this big honking door was blocking the wheel, but it does go one way and the other. So I'm taking it as a win. Now I am going to bed, and I'll see you guys, well, later today at this point. All right, next thing in the garage. We're doing brakes, so I'm gonna just bleed them all, probably adjust the rear shoes, and then Mert's gonna come over. We're gonna prop the hood on, because it can go back on. Then I can start cleaning all the junk, so I can clean everything out. Oh, there's Mert right there. Clean the trunk out, all that sort of stuff. Push this thing outside. Take it for a little drive, maybe. Just to the end of the driveway. Be done with it. So, next time you see it, hood will be on. Oh, maybe the gauges will work. We'll see what happens. It's on the ground. Check that out. Got the hood on, Mert stopped by, the brakes are all adequate. Now I got questions for you guys, because this is new to me. I've never had kind of this level of race car stuff. So like an MSD box, it's got this fancy whatever distributor with no vacuum advance. It's got some sort of mechanical advance. So here's what's going on, which doesn't quite make any sense to me. And you guys all seem more educated. So if I have the ignition off, which it is, it cranks over fine. But now if I have the ignition on, it's hard to crank. What causes that? It's like the timing is changing somehow or whatever, but I don't know. Got the timing kind of set, the carburetor kind of set, at least enough it'll move around. The headers are just smoking like crazy, and all that, the motor, all the paint burning off and the grease and whatnot. So I want to get this thing out in case it sets fire or whatever, and it's just an absolute yard sale inside in the trunk, whatever. So I'm gonna move a couple of hot rods out of the way, at least just get this thing, drive it out, pull it out, go through it all, wash it, clean the garage a little. Maybe I'll just take it just down the end of the street there, get a nice little thumbnail of it, because it does look cool. These dog dish hubcaps, I love it. Then the scoop, I'm fighting it out, I don't know. Should I paint it black, polish it up a little bit? I mean, it's aluminum, so I mean, I can always just sand it if I don't like it being black. But I mean, it gives it kind of a look anyways, right? But yeah. So that's where we're at. I said, next time you see this, I'll be pulling it out of the garage, hopefully under its own power. The first time it'll have moved in 15, 20 years without being dragged with a rope. It's exciting. This thing's a real pounder. It's a race car, that's for sure.
All right, here we go. Maiden voyage out of the garage. Maiden voyage, not out of the garage. You want me to get a tow strap? I'll just help myself here while we wait. Third time's a charm? gonna see you guys later. So, bye. I see we're still in the garage.
Get out of my way.
Alright, so we're back out after a little, what I like to call an anger break. And, we'll see if we can get her going. Let's take it! Wayne and Lenore were giving you a thumbs up from the neighbors.
Finally. Finally. Alright guys, well there it is. In the driveway, all by itself. It ran, I turned it around, swung on the street a little bit. Danny wasn't here. This thing's a nightmare to drive. The brakes are still real spongy on it, so I don't know. I gotta figure that out yet, but whatever. It ran, it drove, I'm happy with it. Looks cool out there. The motor's definitely gnarly. I gotta get a different set of mufflers for it because it's a little on the loud side, but whatever. I want to get back on the 57, so I'll bring that in. I gotta declutter this area, but bring the 57 in. I'm gonna work on that next, but in the meantime I might go to the storage unit. Maybe I'll grab the headlights and some wiring and stuff, because really this thing runs and drives. I just gotta hammer out that 1/4, fog it black, put a set of headlights in it, make the headlights and taillights work, and we can actually go for a real ride around the block. Now that's just in and out of the garage type thing, but I'm stoked on it. It runs, it drives. Can't really ask for anything else. Oh, there's wasps. But that's it for me. That's it for this video. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. It makes a huge difference. Like the video also really makes a big difference. And yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this thing. 57 Chevy's next. We're getting there. 57,000 subscribers. We're giving it away dead free. So if you haven't already, tell your friends. And I think that's it. Next time you guys will see me, it'll be 57 Chevy stuff.